Now to the Moore Justice Center in Brevard County, Florida,
2 charges, assault and resisting. You have the
where public defender Andrew Weinstock and his client are appearing before Judge John Murphy, whose voice you hear.
Public defender, what do you want to do?
Have they filed?
They have.
I'm not waiving.
All right, what do you want to do?
What do you want to do? I'm not waiving. You want to set it for trial, set it for trial.
Judge Murphy wants the defendant to waive his right to a speedy trial because the court's schedule's backed up. Weinstock isn't budging, and tensions are mounting.
If I had a rock, I would throw it at you right now.
You know,
stop pissing me off. Just sit down. I'll take care of it. I don't need your help.
No,
sit
you know
down.
what? I'm the public defender. I have a right to be here, and I have a right to stand and represent
sit
my
down.
clients.
If you want to fight, let's go out back and I'll just beat
Let's
your
go.
ass.
They both head to the hallway behind the courtroom, just out of the view of the court's cameras. Believe it or not, they get into a physical altercation until Judge Murphy returns to the courtroom alone.
Thank you.
I will catch my breath eventually. Man, I'm an old man.
Once Judge Murphy catches his breath, he continues with the rest of the hearings without Weinstock present.
Your choices, considering there's probably going to be a changeover in personnel, are setting it for trial June 9th, or if you were wanting to waive speedy, we would set it for July 15th.
I would like to get it done as fast as possible.
That doesn't help me.
The incident's investigated by the Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission, who charged Judge John Murphy with threatening to commit violence against an assistant public defender, engaging in a physical altercation with counsel, and resuming his docket while defendants were without counsel. The case eventually reaches the Florida Supreme Court, which orders the immediate suspension and permanent removal of Judge Murphy from his post. Andrew Weinstock later resigns from the public defender's office. We head to Seattle, Washington, and the King County courtroom.
This is State of Washington versus Christopher Teal, cause number 181008391, Seattle designation.
Christopher Teal is accused of first-degree rape and unlawful imprisonment. Teal allegedly followed a woman into the bathroom of a car dealership, locked the door, and raped her. The attack was stopped only after company employees broke into the stall and wrestled Teal to the ground. The defendant's in court for a competency hearing to determine whether he's fit to stand trial. Standing next to him is Reed Birkland, his court-appointed attorney. The jail guard removes Teal's cuffs.
I'm Emily Peterson on behalf of the state. Mr. Teal's present. He's in custody. He's represented by counsel, Mr. Birkland.
He raises his arm toward Birkland, but extra security's at the ready.
My understanding from his counsel, who I'll defer to in a moment.
Without provocation, Teal punches his own attorney.
Face down! Face down!
The guards immediately pounce on the 6'3" defendant and take him to the ground. Teal's attorney looks to be unhurt.
Put your hand behind your back.
It takes 4 men to subdue Teal, and even then, he refuses to go quietly.
Bring the chair. Bring the chair.
A spit hood is placed over his head as officers return him to jail. Birkland chooses not to press charges, but he does remove himself from the case. Nearly 2 weeks later, Teal returns to the courtroom.
New counsel has been appointed since the last hearing.
This time strapped to a rolling chair.
New counsel needs time.
His biggest concern is how his hair looked in his mugshot.
I got one question, one thing to say. I'd like to know where the they got that photo of me with my short hair. Because that was on Facebook, and I don't have a Facebook.
All right.
So you're on it. Legitimate question. Like, do they have access to Google?
The judge schedules another hearing in a week's time, and the trial has yet to begin.
we're at the Story County Courthouse in Nevada, Iowa. It's the end of the day, and a group of prosecutors are headed home for the night. But as the attorneys head down a hallway, someone is trailing them from behind. Close to the exit, the man calls out one of the prosecutors by name. The attorney answers, but it's a quick conversation. Walking in the rear of the attorney group is County Prosecutor Tim Meals. Unknown to him, a former defendant he prosecuted, 31-year-old Major Robinson, has been lying in wait with an apparent score to settle. After addressing Meals by name, Robinson cocks back and punches the unsuspecting attorney in the face. As the confrontation spills across the hallway, another county prosecutor, Tyler Eason, jumps in to help his colleague. Amid the struggle, Robinson also strikes Eason in the face, smashing his glasses. Eventually, court security arrives and Robinson's arrested. Both prosecutors walk away with minor injuries to the head and face. Following the attack, Major Robinson was charged with 2 counts of assault and 2 counts of willful injury. The charges actually led to complaints from other prosecutors who feel they should be protected under similar laws as police officers and firefighters, laws that elevate the severity of crimes such as assaults. Major Robinson ultimately pled guilty to the charges and was sentenced to a year in jail.
Let's go inside the Jefferson County Court in Lexington, Kentucky, for the competency hearing of murder suspect Jerry Lawson. Lawson has had numerous prior outbursts in court. Prosecutors believe what you're about to see is all an act to avoid a trial. Lawson's charged with murder, arson, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Police say he torched the home of Vernice Aniton. The 64-year-old woman was found dead, and following an autopsy, police announced her death was suspicious. Today at his pretrial hearing, Lawson waited mere seconds before exploding into a rage against his own attorney, Mike Lemke.
You all right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do.
Once things settle down, the prosecution explains they've seen this performance before, and just like previous times, they're not buying it.
But the competency evaluations, there's been 2 of them, and Dr. Allen's diagnosis has been consistent from 2013 to now that he's malingering, and that all of this, and every time we come to court, is completely a show.
The case has to go forward. Maybe, the next time it comes up, and that'll be true whether he needs to be restrained or whether he gets to stay out here or not.
Despite Lawson's theatrics, the trial eventually took place. He was convicted on all charges and is currently serving up to 85 years in the Luther Luckett Correctional Facility in Kentucky.
He's high risk, so I'm going to raise the bond to $5,000.
We're at Bond Court in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, I think $1,000 is reasonable given that these are felony charges. Good luck, sir.
Judge Smith has a full plate of bond hearings.
I actually have a car that I'm trying to sell on Craigslist.
Stop talking. I'm going to give you a public defender.
Michael Ray, cases 87 and 88.
Next up is Michael Ray, who's facing 4 charges, including criminal trespassing and second-degree assault. A bond or a bail hearing is usually a quick proceeding if the defendant is cooperative. The prosecutor suggests a bail amount for Ray based on the crime and the defendant's history.
Your Honor, the county's requesting $25,000 full cash fine, all charges.
You think that's funny?
I think that's hilarious.
We weren't done.
Ray might feel $25,000 is too high, but sarcasm won't get him a reduction, and the judge lets him know it.
All right, so bond is $50,000. No bail credit,
I didn't
danger
get
to
a chance.
community. Thinks these are funny charges. He's lucky I didn't hold him in contempt.
Ray just had his bond doubled. But as he re-enters the hallway, he has something else to say.
Hope I see him in the street.
Bring him in. I'm
come
holding him
back
in
here.
contempt. Adding charges.
Ray's language isn't the only thing to upset the judge. According to court officials, the defendant also gave her the middle finger.
30 days to serve on contempt for flipping me off twice.
Judge calls him back, but it looks like he's gone.
If we bring him back in, he's just gonna get another 30 days for doing something else.
So they move on to the next case.
Case number 90, Scott Raymer.
When, sure enough, Ray comes back for more.
Oh, here he comes. Sir, I'm holding you in contempt for what you did.
What you holding me in?
And so,
You shut man.
all right, you can take him back. 100 days to serve.
100 days to serve? Okay.
Yeah.
For what? Because of 2 EPOs in a criminal mission case?
That's right, the judge just gave him 100 days in jail.
He's done.
Ray could just walk away without making matters even worse, but he goes a different route.
Your Honor, I think we need to.
Yeah.
Can we bring him back?
He's got to be charged.
Threatening.
Yes.
What started out as 4 serious charges has grown into a grand total of 10, all in the span of approximately 3 minutes.
Yeah. No, I figure that's just a lesson on what not to do, so you all are good.
We're in the Miami-Dade Bond Court.
Good afternoon. I'm Judge Mindy Glazer. I'll be presiding today over the bond hearings.
Today, she'll see dozens of defendants.
You were arrested for retail theft, and I'll appoint the public defender for you.
But one in particular is sure to stand out. The defendant is Sherry Lynn, who's facing charges of felony battery and resisting arrest with violence. Lynn appears remotely and is represented by a public defender. And from the very first question,
have you ever been treated for any mental health issues?
Why don't you yourself first?
it's clear Lynn is in no mood to be in court.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
I said go yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a little busy right now.
Take another look.
I said go yourself.
Judge Glazer initially finds the behavior amusing, but she's not about to let it continue.
Ma'am, I'm just trying to help you.
Ma'am, he's trying to help you, and please don't use profanity or try and disrupt my courtroom, because I don't want to be forced to hold you in contempt of court. All right, Mr. Snyder's trying to help you. And I'm ordering that you stay away from Cynthia Cuba. Do not have any contact with her, and you must stay away from her home and place of business. As to the other case...
Who is this Cynthia Cuba? Tell me!
I
Whoever the
you
you're
allegedly
referring to.
tried to hit with the pliers. The other case, F-51-426,
Right from
the bond gun is $5,000.
Leave count 2 and 3. Once you play that would be something to play.
It's $5,000, and count 3 is $1,000. Have a nice day, ma'am. I'll try and get you into the hospital.
Lynn's ordered to pay a $50 fine and undergo a psychiatric evaluation. Now to the Cuyahoga County Common Pleas Court in Cleveland, Ohio. This man, David Chiselton, has been convicted of aggravated arson and felony assault. He's here today to receive his sentence. Investigators claim Chiselton beat his girlfriend with a pistol, then held her hostage before setting an apartment complex on fire. Fortunately, no one else was injured in the fire. Chiselton is handcuffed in the front. This is unusual. Typically, convicts are handcuffed with their hands behind their backs for security purposes. The reason you can't hear the audio
is because the body cam of the bailiff hasn't yet fully engaged. But we can tell you that the judge is sentencing him to 47 years at this very moment. And he is not happy about that. The man he just attacked was his own attorney, Aaron Brockler.
Hey. Yeah. You calm? Yeah. You know you messed up, right? You understand that, right? Okay? Mm-hmm. Listen, when I uncuff you, put your hand behind your back. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay?
They're now cuffing him behind his back.
Relax your hand. Relax your hand.
3 deputies escort Chiselton out of the courtroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
And down to the holding cell.
SRT!
He assaulted his own attorney just right after he got sentenced to 45 years. So right now, assault at least.
He's charged with 1 count of felonious assault and now faces the possibility of an even longer sentence. Joining me now is the attorney that you see on that video, Aaron Brockler. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So take us to the moment before he attacks you. Were you talking to him? Was he just responding to the judge?
I was talking to him, telling him that I was going to come and see him in the jail because there may be some things that we could do to help, mitigate the sentence a little bit. Then he turned and looked at his daughter in the courtroom, uttered a profanity to her, and then that's when he struck me.
Have you ever had anything like that happen to you before?
No, because there's generally safeguards in place. Specifically, usually they're cuffed from behind, and 9 out of 10 times you get along well with the client. You're there to help him. I think he just was overwhelmed the years he got.
Was he expecting a lesser sentence?
I don't think he was expecting it. I think he was hoping for it, and I prepared him for the fact that expect them to argue for the max. We'll argue for the minimum. Judge will probably come out somewhere in the middle. She actually was below the middle, but I think he just seeing his ex and seeing his child there, and then hearing the amount of years probably just led to a breakdown for him.
What sort of injuries did you endure?
He broke my nose. Got me on the left side of my nose, so I may have to have some surgery there to improve the breathing. I believe that I lost consciousness when it happened. Well, I think that he knocked me out, and then I fell into the table and then landed underneath the trial table. When I woke up, people were like, "Are you okay?" It was like taking a slap shot in the face. My head was just ringing, and I was like, "Whoa," because I didn't see it coming. It was a total sucker punch. Yeah.
Aaron Brockler, thanks very much for coming in. We appreciate it, and good luck with the ongoing recovery.